Now, also the Solomon Islands that we keep talking about, and remember how that was 3 weeks of the election campaign and that was a big change. And again, I'm not talking about the result, but I like to always follow these stories through because unlike the rest of the media, I actually follow these stories through. Now, the Solomon Islands is run by a government that wants to change its constitution. It wants to change its constitution to extend when the next election should be held. Why? Because they would like to host the Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands. And by the way, here's the kicker. Guess what? Australia is giving the Solomon Islands $17 million to help host these Pacific Games. Games that would happen whether there was the government that they currently have or a new one, or this one got re-elected. But no, we've said here's $17 million photo op, that is, with a bloke who wants to fiddle with his constitution to stay in power. And remember the defence agreement, the security agreement that resulted in China spending an awful lot of money and slowly buying this country off, and no doubt influencing many people along the way. Well, Seselja, who was the former Pacific Islands minister, he dropped a bomb today on Sky News. And that bomb, in a conversation with Jonathan Lee, was that when we all learnt about this deal, the deal had already been done. Tom Connell introduces the story today.
It would have made no difference if Maurice Payne or the Prime Minister were dispatched to the Solomon Islands to stop a security pact with Beijing because the deal was already done. That's the claim by Australia's former Pacific Islands Minister, Seselja.
Look, I would say that I don't think it would have made a shred of difference. If Maurice had been on the plane or I was on the plane going there, I think that the deal was done.
The deal was done. We couldn't reverse it, yet we spent 3 weeks of the election campaign talking about it. Geez, I wonder why.